Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to deconstruct the invisible architecture of our modern lives, information and communication technology, or ICT. I mean, this stuff is the engine behind literally everything we do. So let's pop the hood and see what's really going on inside. This idea from our source material really just sets the stage perfectly. We are completely surrounded by this technology. But that whole promise of an AI future, well, it's all built on a very real, very tangible foundation that we really need to get our heads around first.
So, to truly grasp where we're headed with artificial intelligence, we have to go back and understand the fundamental pieces that got us to this point. It's kind of like you have to learn the alphabet before you can write a novel, right? Okay, let's dive into this.
We're going to start right at the foundation, breaking ICT down into 4 core components. Everything digital, and I mean everything, no matter how complicated it seems, is built from these 4 elements.
Think of it like a recipe. Seriously, you've got your physical hardware, you've got the software that tells the hardware what to do, you've got the network that lets it all talk to each other, and then you have the information it's all processing. Every single app, every device you own is just a different mix of these 4 basic ingredients.
And here's where those abstract concepts get real. The processor in your phone, that's the hardware. The app you're scrolling through, that's the software. The network uses tools like APIs to let that app talk to the internet. And all the data flying back and forth, your likes, your messages, all of it, that's the information. It is the absolute lifeblood of the entire system. Okay, so with those building blocks in place, let's take a look at the architects and the construction workers of this digital world. They pretty much operate in 2 major realms, the part you see and, well, the part you don't. This slide just shows that classic divide in development perfectly. Think of the back end as the engine room of a giant ship. It's totally hidden from view, but it's making everything run. The front end, on the other hand, is the storefront. It's everything you actually see and interact with, from the buttons you click to the layout of the page. So who are these builders, anyway? Well, you've got your web and app developers who work on that front end and back end we just talked about, but then you also have these deep specialists like security developers whose whole job is to protect the system, or AI developers who are focused entirely on that information component to build intelligent models. It's a massive, massive ecosystem.
Let's just zoom in on these data roles for a second, because they're so critical for AI. It's really a journey. The data engineer, they build the plumbing to get all the data flowing. The data analyst keeps an eye on it with dashboards. The ML engineer uses that data to build predictive models. And then the data scientist goes even deeper to find completely new insights. It's like a whole assembly line that turns raw, messy data into intelligent action.
So we have the components and we have the people, but how do they actually build anything? Well, they use a really special set of tools to give the hardware its instructions, and those tools are programming languages. The history of programming is this fascinating journey away from the machine. We started with raw ones and zeros that, let's be honest, only a computer could love. Then we moved to symbolic languages, then to more abstract ones like C++. And now we have languages like Python, which are designed to be much, much closer to how we humans actually think and speak. And this is the key takeaway. The entire evolution of programming has been the steady march away from languages that were easy for the computer to understand and towards languages that are easy for us to understand. And what that's done is democratize development, empowering more people than ever before to build and create in this digital world.
Okay, now let's flip the perspective. It's not just the language for building technology that has become more human-friendly. The way we use it has followed the exact same path. Just look at this progression. We started with the command line, where you had to know the exact text to type or it wouldn't work. Then came the graphical interface, the huge revolution of pointing and clicking on icons. And today, we're in the multimodal era, just talking to our devices, using our voice, sight, and touch. Each step is a move in the same direction. We've gone from being forced to speak the computer's language to the computer finally learning to understand ours. This whole journey, from rigid commands to just having a fluid conversation, it really brings us full circle. We've deconstructed the components, we've met the builders, we've seen the tools, but as our technology gets better and better at understanding us, the real question is, how will that change our relationship with the digital world we've built? What comes next?